Ready? Shooters ready? Fire. Hey, real quick, we're going to do just a fast video, go over kind of what we just did today. We're going to try to control Nick over here. He's like having a 5-year-old, as you can see with his toy over here. The oldest, is he the oldest in the crowd?
The oldest and the most senile.
The most senile. Okay, all right. You can't. They can see you. Okay, from there, Jen. You're good. You don't have to move. So basically, kind of what we did today is we did a little bit of what you call personal protection type training. As far as if you have a principal that you're protecting, your family you're protecting. You're in a situation that you have to get out. How do you get out of a situation as a team? How do you protect somebody as a team? How do you protect somebody as an individual? Get somebody out as an individual. How do you deal with scenarios where somebody's real close to you and they're pulling out a gun, pulling out a knife? How do you deal with and how do you deal when you have malfunctions at the same time? We also went a little bit over the getting comfortable with the weapons that you're using. Some of us here have used the Glock 17 for the really, had transitioned to the Glock 17, and so it's a new weapon. The holster's a new holster. The retention type, nice holsters, but you're not comfortable with it because you haven't used them all the time, right? So we got a little bit of training on that today, and I kind of had a couple of questions for the guys here. We had some people, and we want to have some more people come out, be able to enjoy some of this training. And when you watch the videos here, we're not experts by any means, and we're not going to tell you that come and learn it because we're experts in this. No, these are individuals that are getting together, just trying to become more proficient, be able to work as a team should something should happen, be able to help each other out, be able to help our families because we're a little bit more comfortable because we practice quite a bit. So let me ask you guys, what value or what did you think of the training that we did today that we're going to be seeing here in a bit? Jim, what did you say?
It was great because it brought us together as a team. And as I'm sitting here thinking about it, the training makes no difference what weapons we're using. We could be using sticks, pitchforks, baseball bats. The whole training is to get us all on the same page so we can trust each other as we move through any situation.
Very good. Brady?
First of all, we want to thank Hector for having this today. He did a really good job, very knowledgeable on the topics we covered. Also, I want to agree with Jim. This was a training where we were all learning and participating and kind of self-evaluating what we did wrong and what we did right, and the whole fact that we are able to work together as a group and a unit. It makes it more comfortable if we were ever to be put in a setting where we had to work with each other. That's why we want to encourage so many of you that don't get out to these or are unable to get to these to try to attend trainings when we have them, because the information that we come up with, whether Hector's training or we're self-evaluating our performance and learning things every time we're out here, you come away with something, and that's the thing. You will always come away from a TFP training with something, and just want to encourage all of our members to start coming to these things because they are valuable and they could be needed one of these days.
And obviously I like what you said, self-evaluation, right? So that was a key thing I think today is that we were honest with ourselves that hey, we're not perfect, we're learning, and then we're able to critique each other, critique ourselves, and take it honestly, right? To say, hey, how can I do better? Maybe that makes sense. Maybe I need to learn a little bit more, right? Nick, what do you think?
Well, the main thing is if you got a pistol that's got safety on it, in the heat of the moment, sometimes you knock it on and you don't realize it, you can't pull the trigger. You've got to learn where that safety's at and which way it goes so you can actually start firing. I had that happen to me twice. I bumped the safety coming out and I didn't realize, I thought I had it off, and I turned it on, pulling the weapon out.
So in other words, what Nick is saying is that he basically had a different weapon, had a safety on it, and that actually had an effect. A lot of us were using Glocks, so the Glocks have no safeties. You are the safety, which is a great example of what he's talking about. Is you want to make sure you're proficient with whatever weapon that you're using. You want to make sure that you're trained. So it's not in the heat of the moment when you're trying to figure out what went wrong, what do I have to adjust at that last second, which is too late at that point. So that's great feedback with what Nick's putting out. Brian, what did you think?
being an outsider in this whole organization, just visiting my brother-in-law Hector, he offered me the opportunity to come train with these guys, and not necessarily train, but just to learn. And I learned a lot today. And spending 4 or 5 hours with these guys, I feel like I could be part of that team, you know, because I think everybody was willing to learn. Everybody wanted to learn, and you know, Hector was here to teach and learn as well. And I think everybody did fantastic today. I had a great time. If this was offered in my area, I'd do it because it was a really good experience. So,
Thank you.
I think everybody did a great job.
Thanks, man.
And I think that's the biggest thing, is the takeaway that I want to have as we go into the videos, the rest of the video, showing some of the training that we actually did, is that there's no egos. There's no egos involved in this. It's an opportunity for us to be able to grow, to learn, and it's not just as a team, but as individuals, right? So we want to be able to. A lot of you conceal carry. You know, you're going to be in certain situations. How do you deal with those situations? How do you engage, or how do you disengage if it's the best thing to do? And making sure that you're taking care of. How do you communicate with your family so that you're all on the same page, right? To be able to get them out safely. What do you expect them to do? You may find out through training like this, I think we did, is that we need to teach our family, should a situation happen, how they're going to move along with us so that we get out of a situation safely. Because that's the first thing you want to do, is you want to be able to take care of your family, make sure everything's safe. Conceal's not about totally engaging and taking somebody out. It's about being able to protect yourself and having the opportunity and the choice to be able to protect yourself should somebody engage you. But if you don't have to be engaged and you get out safely utilizing that weapon, you do that. If you do have to engage, that's part of the process here, is learning how to be able to engage. So hopefully before, you know, enjoy the videos that we did. Again, please, it's real easy to critique, but you know, the videos are about learning some of the things that we did, how we can get better. And this is day one. I said that before. This is day one of that training, and then we start learning a little bit of it. We take lessons from different locations, and we start implementing, and we start growing, we start learning. You know what? The biggest thing is and I said this earlier, everybody, what did I say earlier? Everybody wants to be
A badass until it's time to be a badass.
Everybody wants to be a badass until it's time to be a badass. And it's not being rude when we say that, but the reality is that you can't be the badass or learn to be the badass the day you have to act the badass. And so you have to make sure that you're training and you're engaging and that you're practicing, so that the day should happen, that muscle memory is in place, and it hopefully is going to help you and your family.
And that's the whole thing, is continuing on training and repetition, and the repetition, and you know, we practice how we fight. We've said that several times on videos before, but the repetition and learning new weapons, new holsters. I mean, you've got to have that down before you encounter everything, or you're going to be stuck.
Very good, very good.
One thing I want to say is that coming here to this training, anytime you come out and you get a little bit of training and you learn something, it makes you want more training.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
of course.
Absolutely.
Unless you come out and start doing it, you'll never learn, and you know, you'll be more confident the more you get. It's good.
And to your point is, once you come out and you do some of this training, go home and keep doing it.
Yeah.
So today we learned on airsoft, all airsoft Glocks. You know, these are licensed Glock 17s. The really neat weapons to be able to practice with, that you can do at home. You can build these targets. You can do so that you're not blowing out a lot of ammo, a lot of expense, and still be proficient. And a lot of people are going to say that's airsoft. You don't have the recoil. Look, you get to do all the same basic stuff with a few elements that are out. But you know, those are a few elements that can be overcome. This is going to help you get better. I almost guarantee it. So,
Agreed.
Anything
You
else?
bet.
Anything else, guys? All right. Well, with that said, check out our training today. Hopefully, we see you there next time. All right, shooters ready. Fire. Okay. Again, we're going to do this 2 rounds only. Okay. Again, getting comfortable with the distance. Shooters ready. Fire.
Good shot.
All right. How accurate is it feeling for you?
I'm
with
hitting,
those.
I missed 2, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so feeling pretty nice and accurate with the weapons
Yeah.
as well. So
Center main.
he's out there.
Hello, where's
He's waving. The royalty saying hello, hello. Shots fired, shots fired.
Behind me. Cover. Cover.
Okay. That's good, that's good. Good job. Good job. You did really good. You're really loud. You let them know what's going on. That was good. That was really good. So, did I go a little bit better?
Yeah, no, I just want to maintain control and also guidance while I'm putting rounds down range.
Did you run out of BBs?
It sounds like you ran out.
No, he's got them.
Got some.
They get stuck or something. Okay. He just missed. And you know what?
I did. The last two that went.
And here's the thing. You're gonna miss.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're gonna miss. You're putting, rounds down range. They're gonna drop. They don't want to get hit either. But the reality is, on most gunfights, there's a lot of missed rounds and just a set amount of hit rounds, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you're trying to do, right? And now you're shifting from, instead of coming out and getting a good solid stance, you're trying to control somebody that's moving you around,
right.
and your gun's doing this. So you're doing the best you can. So your foot movement, to your point, is very important, right?
Right.
But you still got to get back, get that principle out of harm's way,
Right.
So, no, you did good. Somebody else want to do this one again? And he's waving to everybody. All his constituents. Yep. No, they said they're not voting for him again. Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Come on.
It's Senator Schumer.
Cover. Vehicle.
That's good. That's good. And you're going to get in the car. You go ahead and let him out now.
Yeah, child locks on it.
That's good. And you know what? You maintain looking back. Okay, that's good. You did great. I think you did great all the way back here, right? Good control. When you get to the vehicle, make those quick movements too, right? So when you get to the vehicle, quickly open that door, get him in there quickly, close the door, get in the vehicle and go, right? So good job. That was really good. See how it's getting a little more comfortable?
Yeah.
So that repetition, again, building that muscle memory, right? So you feel a little, every time you do it, you get a little bit more comfortable because now, okay, hey, I know what I did wrong last time. I know what I need to do right this time, right? So I didn't move as quickly over here. I didn't do the commands as good as I should have done over here. Or you know what? Hey, I did this really good here. I can improve, right? All right. So in the vehicle, hey, I got into the vehicle. I threw them in there. Hey, that went perfect. That's what you're wanting to do, okay? So and the nice thing, because we'll do the videos, is we'll be able to go back and look and see see how we can do. Sometimes you're your own best critique sometimes, right? So that way you can actually see what others have done and then how you can do better as well, okay?
We're that close.
So that's the key thing of why you want to get to cover, right? If you have to reload,
Or some breaks.
something breaks, whatever the case may be, that was a great example, right? That's a great example. And we say if we think everything's going to go perfect, you don't know when shit's going to go shitty.
I hit the safety and put it on safe.
Yep.
And I didn't have time to check it. I want to get out of the way first.
Right. So, and that's why, like in your case, I took the safety off. That's why we're doing the Glock 17s, because you're the safety, right?
Yep.
Now, with a gun, to his point, if you have the safety on that gun, now there's more you have to realize.
Adding seconds.
There's more stuff that you're going to be dealing with, right? So it's really, really important. So that's why with us, in our group, we're pushing the Glock 17, obviously. Not only for that, but the other reason is for the next thing we're going to be doing. In fact, we'll skip that one. We'll do that at the end. We're going to do 3-man. This next reason we all go with Glock 17s is why?
Mag swap.
Mag swaps. You run out, you have an issue, you can interchange mags. So as a team, you're going to be a team. That's the reason that they push that everybody has the same weapon, right? And it trains with the same weapon. Something happens, if you have a different weapon, you're done.
Yeah, you're out.
You're out.
Out
You're
of the
done.
game.
So and that so that's the importance of that. Let me sit this down here real quick. All right, let's do it again. Do it again.
All right.
Come on, pretty boy.
Good job, too, man.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh 2024.
Take him all the way to the car this time. Take him all the way to the car this time. All right. Here. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Get behind me. Get behind me. Get behind me. Come on. Go, 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 go.
Okay. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Go, 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 go.
Couldn't close the door. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh.
I've seen a car you were fitting. Good God.
Hey, next time I'll set up the truck.
That'd be better. I can dive in there. That thing like, good gosh.
You've only got a few feet, okay? So get in there. Does that make sense? And do I need to shoot again? Is he down?
Yeah, no.
But at least I'm ready to go, right? At this position, you'll know that. Yeah, it could be a failure to fire. I need to drop the magazine, re-clear it, put it in the magazine. That's a lot of steps that's going to happen, right? That's why you engage as soon as it clears. You do not want to try to clear your weapon after you just shot and the guy's still standing there. You're going to have to engage. You got no place to run, and then clear your weapon. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You have to bring as much violence as required. Yes.
So, instead of just back straight back off.
Okay, so what you're
Just
talking about,
curiosity.
it's an old saying. It's called get off the X.
Yes.
Because get off the X is where the guy's focused on the shooting, right?
Right.
So, yes, most of the time get off the X is what I'm showing you.
Okay.
Is you are now your handgun is jammed up for whatever reason. It's stopped. You have a failure. What are you gonna do? Get off the X.
Right.
Because he's got a shot at you if he's still standing, right? Get off the X. In this case, you got nothing around you. You're going to have to engage.
Yeah.
You said what? The most extreme violence that you can.
As much violence
Yeah.
as possible.
If you need to, let me see the weapon again. If you need to, now I hit him this way, right? If you need to,
Yeah.
smack him,
Yeah.
smack him in the solar plexus.
Yeah.
Make it painful to give you back the time that you need
Yeah.
to handle your business. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you want to make it, like he said, make it as violent as possible.
You bet.
But that's what they mean by getting off the X. Don't stand there.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
Do something.
Yeah.
And ready? Begin. Okay. Okay. What I want you to do is, when you come up here, whatever you're gonna do, hit the body. Hit the body with it. Okay?
With the gun.
And then back.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because this is not going to hurt him as much. You may hit chest, you may hear it's partial meat, right, and bone, and so and you may get him in the neck, and that'll mess up his neck too. But sticking that gun in his face, in his throat, that's gonna
It may even clear that stovepipe.
I mean, you
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense? Go. Okay. All right. So since we're gonna play real scenario, the individual's down. Don't shoot him. Until you
He
know.
went all the way down. Well, you want to leave that down there?
Heck, you didn't see him roll over and go.
He was still rolling. He was still rolling. If he wasn't rolling, I'd back off.
All I could see in my mind when Jim did that was one of these. Oh man.
As much damage as it needs to be.
He pulled the gun. Go. Okay. Yeah, you ran out of gas. You ran out of gas. You're fine. You're fine. We'll get you reloaded. Okay. But you see what I'm saying? You want to cut the space as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Do the most damage. Back out.
And I got a pretty good step, so.
Yeah.
I
And I-
can close some distance, but.
And here's the other piece that I'm going to share with you guys that some of us aren't going to like it.
Oh, yeah.
Exercise, right? Are we moving around enough? So we're a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying, hey, I may not be able to do some of the techniques you can do. I recognize I'm older, right? I'm not as fast, so I've got to use different tools as well to recognize. I may not get in a good
fist fight with this sucker, he's gonna kick my ass.
Right.
To your point, you said the guy's big or younger, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna roll inside as much as possible. I'm gonna close that distance and then violently hurt him as much as I can, you know, where everywhere that it counts, right? That's gonna be my goal, right? It's not gonna be gentle. That's what we gotta make sure when we're doing this.